Today's video is brought to you by our awesome sponsor, Card Kingdom. You can get all the Dominaria United cards you need and help support the show over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Rough drafts time. We are drafting some Dominaria United today. Hopefully doing something sweet. We'll see. Hopefully we open something good. Or at least something cool. I would take something cool over something good. Just not the pain lands. Last draft I did, oh my god, my first two packs for both pain lands, which are like the worst. Oh, okay, well, all right. I don't know if it counts as cool, but it's certainly good. That is a Sheoldred, which I think we probably just have to take no matter what. No matter where we end up. Is there anything that even kind of competes? Random Saga, cut down. I mean, there's a couple of removal spells. I like Urborg Repossession quite a lot. We're hoping maybe to wheel this in case our Sheoldred dies, but we're definitely taking Sheoldred. So when it comes to drafting, the general rule is if you get a bomb, you gotta take the bomb. And Sheoldred is a legitimate bomb. So if you're new to draft, like, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. I think that's something that people do. They can trip themselves up and try to be like, oh, maybe I can do some like fancy thing and get this like card that no one would think of. But no, just take the Sheoldred. Just take the Sheoldred. Ooh. I do have this thing about wanting to be the wall deck, but I don't know if you can be the wall deck unless you get the white one. Probably the correct choice is just Phyrexian Rager here. Chaotic Transformation. It lives up to his name. I have no idea what would happen if we took that card. I mean, Phyrexian Rager is just good. Its stats are fine. ETB draw a card is good. You can even argue it combos with Sheoldred because it's drawing us an extra card. So I think we just take it. Is it possible to be monocolored? Could we be a mono black deck? Could we build the best deck in standard in draft? I don't know. I don't think it's likely that we can really be true monocolor. I've never seen a monocolored deck in this format, I don't think. Many 5-color decks, 4-color decks, 3-color decks, but monocolor, not so much. Well, what do we get here? So one thing to keep in mind too, is we do sort of have a incentive to try to keep other people out of black. Like the more black we can be, the less black there will be going around for opponents to take. Tethered Apparition's not a great card. It's okay, but it's not like a great card by any stretch. I almost think there's an argument for taking it out of this pack though, just because it's the only black card. And this is going to have the person next to us get a pack with 0 black cards. So if they're thinking about being black, that might get them to stop drafting black cards. Otherwise, like, Baird is fine, but we're not going into 3 colors here. That thing's pretty bad. We could take one of the random green things, just like the Tree Folk or the wall, the lands. I also like quite a bit, but I think we're gonna try to cut black here and take, well, okay, and fails. Now there's a million black cards for our opponents to take, but that's good for us because that means there's black cards for us to take. Rona. Cast instant or sorcery, gain a life. I don't know if there's really a reason to go in a second color yet. We have 4 black cards here. So Soul Tiller is not absurd by any stretch, but it does get back Sheoldred. Bone Splinter is good, but you kind of got to have a plan for it. You don't want to be sacking your Sheoldred necessarily, but it is technically removal. It's one of those two. Yeah, let's take Sheoldred. Or let's take Eerie Soul Tender. Oh, okay. Oh! Oh, yeah. I love Urborg Repossession. Well, some of my favorite decks in this, wow, World Spell. Some of my favorite decks in this format are just green, black, grindy style decks. There's also another Rager though. I think we just take more Ragers. We'll play all the Ragers we can possibly get our hands on. Each opponent loses X life for X's number of creatures with defender you control. Necromass, big but slow. Another Tattered Apparition, which I guess is better in mono black. We also need to be aware of our curve. We have 0 2-drops so far. Sunbathing Root Wall is sweet, but I don't know if it's for this deck. This is not a great 2-drop. Yeah, let's take the Necromass. I don't know if we can end up using it or not, but oh my god, 3rd Rager. Okay, maybe we just end up with like with like 10 Phyrexian Ragers. Apparently no one else is taking them, which is sweet. Target creature gains Death Touch and Indestructible. When a creature dies, scry 1. When a creature opponent control dies, give a creature opponent controls -1/-1. Well, I think we're taking a 2-drop here for sure. The question is, do we want Vivisector or do we want Splatter Goblin? This scries to find our Sheoldred. Okay. Let's take the Scryer. I think it's close. This has more stats too. Well, we can't take a black card this turn. I guess we take the Badger. Was this our first pack? It was. So that means the Urborg Repossession didn't come back. Well, if we do end up, ooh, another Blight, okay. If we do end up in a second color, I don't know if we're actually going to play the Blight Piles or not. We'll see. This does leave us open though to like opening the wall thing that makes a bunch of birds and being like Orzhov Sheoldred walls. In the Thrall to the Pit. We do gotta keep in mind that we haven't, we'll just take a land. We do gotta keep in mind that we haven't really got any removal. There's a Bone Splinter. So we didn't get back any of the repossessions. There was one that came by pretty late, but we took Phyrexian Rager. All right, take the black card. I mean, Soul Tender is a way we can get back our important pieces. I mean, we might actually be mono black. All right, show us a Liliana of the Veil, Magic Gods. Another Sheoldred would be fine. Ooh. Oh, Temporal Firestorm. Well, that's a powerful card, not in our colors. Bolduvian Atrocity, 3 mana, 2/3, Menace. When it enters the battlefield, it was kicked. Return target creature mana value 3 else from graveyard to the battlefield. You can take a sack in the next end step. That actually is kind of cute with our Phyrexian Ragers. And we do have a black-red land. Maybe we take it. We also do have like a million 3-drops, like literally a million. Citizens' Arrest is really good, but I don't know if we want to go on another color yet. We might actually be mono black. We might be able to do it. Bone Splinters will probably table. Oh, let's take the Atrocity. Ooh, Braid's Frightful Return. You can sack a creature. If you do, each opponent discards a card. Return target creature from a graveyard to your hand. Target opponent may sack a non-land permanent. If they don't, you draw 2 and lose. They lose 2 life and you draw a card. Phyrexian Warhorse. It was kicked. Make a 1/1. You can sack stuff. A million lands. More chaotic. No one wants to use chaotic transformations, apparently. Sack a creature gets +2/+1. Our curve is incredibly 3-drop heavy so far, but I think Braid's Frightful Return is just the best option there. Well, this would help with our little kicker plan. We got 1 kicker card so far that does kind of want black mana, which so far will not be a very high number. I might just take the Bone Splinters. We do need removal. I don't know if this is good enough removal, and we don't really have the lands to kick it. Yeah, let's take Bone Splinters. Hopefully we can make that work. Cool. Well, this pack has kind of nothing, but there is a Squee, which is pretty powerful. We have a black, are we gonna be black-red? Maybe we're black-red. I mean, I don't think we can pass up Squee. Squee is just too good. It is another 3-drop though. We are 3-drop tribal. We do have walls to 2-drop. Yeah, let's take this Squee. We'll see. Maybe the mono black dream has died. But seeing these red cards come around late is nice. Creatures you can get +2/+0. If it was kicked, whenever a creature dies, draw a card. Call it Conscript. Sort of meh. Beating a combat in your turn, make it 2/1. That actually combos with Bone Splinters. All right, let's take that. So I guess we are gonna be black-red, it looks like. So if we see another black-red land, we will take, ooh, all right, another Atrocity. I mean, now that we're planning on being black-red and having red mana in our deck, these get even better. Getting back those Ragers is gonna be sweet. Let's switch modes here and look at our deck this way. Our curve, this is one of my favorite commons in the entire set. We still might take it. You really do need to be able to kick it to make it worth it, but yeah, let's take it. We'll see if we end up playing it. Another Vivisector, another Tattered Apparition, EDB Scry 1, add a man of any color. Not efficient, but it might be worth it. You know what? I mean, we're not passing much. Yeah, let's take it. This is like the lowest tier of fixing, but In the Thrall of the Pit works really well with Bone Splinters, and if you kick it, it's even better. We got 2 Bone Splinters. Yeah, or do we just take another Bone Splinters? Yeah, let's take our first Thrall. Oh, all right, the land comes back, which is wonderful. Yeah, we'll take the Shadow Prophecy. I don't know if we're actually gonna play it. Tribute to Urborg, probably getting slightly better, but I think it goes on the sideboard. Oddly, we did not get any more Ragers. We got 3 in pack 1, 0 in pack 2. Well, I mean, this deck's looking pretty sweet. We'll take any bombs. We could still use some more removal. That would also be helpful in pack 3. Bombs, removal. Oh my god, threats undetected. Well, that's fine. We get some good cards in our colors. So probably looking at this Garna. Whenever another creature you control dies, draw a card if it was attacking. Otherwise, deals 1 damage to each opponent. I mean, it is double red, which is a little awkward, but our 4-drop slot does not have a ton in it so far. We kind of want to avoid 3 drops for the most part. There's another Atrocity, but apparently no one values those, so they'll probably come back around. The land would be great, but I think Garna, there's another repossession too, but I'm still not sure if we're going to play the first one. I think we just take the Garna. So something I was going to say, I think we would like to not play these blight piles. It looks like the Defender Dream has died. So we would like to, going back to this mode, fill out this pile a bit more. 2 drops are going to be very valuable for us the rest of this draft. We could play the walls if we had to, but we would rather avoid it. I mean, we're still also fine with just taking very good cards like Lagamos, which synergizes with pretty much everything we're doing. Making dorks, sack the dorks, get some synergies out of them. There's another in the Thrall of the Pit, which we would like, but I think we can get that on the wheel. I don't think anyone else is playing Rakdos. I think we are the only Rakdos deck. So concerns so far, we could use a bit more removal. That would not be bad. And we definitely need to fill out our 2-drop slot. Our 2-drop slot is kind of embarrassing. Our 3-drop slot is kind of insane. All right, what do we get here? Nothing. Warhorse, I guess. Warhorse is not very exciting. Can take another mana worker, not super aggressive, but I guess it would let us pay all of our kicker costs. And it is a 2-drop, which is something that we need. I do like Urza Assembles the Titans, but not for draft. Warhorse is kind of synergistic. Yeah, let's take the Warhorse. Warhorse is kind of synergistic in our deck. Ooh, that's another 3-drop though. Gibbering Barricade, sack a creature, gain a life, draw a card. Would work well with the double, with Squee, and also with the Lagamos. I guess the safe pick's probably just taking another land here. Create a Thopter, named Ornithopter. Is that, I mean, it's a 2-drop. It's a 2-drop that makes an Ornithopter, which is kind of embarrassing, but we do need 2s. Sheoldred's Restoration, Love Song. Do not play Love Song of Night and Day. I mean, I guess actually, just don't choose the first mode. The rest of it's still good enough that it's playable, I think, but the first mode's pretty bad. Well, I mean, I think we're just taking the Steel Crusher, literally just because it costs 2 mana. Ooh, another Bone Splinters. Okay, that's good. So Bone Splinters is not a premium removal spell, in my opinion. Sacking a creature is an actual cost. However, I feel like our deck actually has the tools to support it. We got random sackable tokens that we're making with like Lagamos. We have ways to get things back from the graveyard. Ooh, another Airborne Repossession. Ah, the grind. Do we have any green lands? Just the Crystal Garano? Now, let's take Vivisector. We're gonna be responsible gamers. Ooh, all right, we'll take the Thrall. This seems like the kind of the ideal Thrall deck, honestly. I'll take this thing. All right, I mean, I feel like this is a pretty good deck. We'll see. Rakdos Sacrifice, not an archetype I've really played before. We got a Bomb and Sheoldred. I don't know what happened to our Phyrexian Ragers. They dried up. That first pack was full of rage, but later packs, not a single one. I mean, we still got 3, which is pretty good for 1 draft. Not gonna complain. Probably not playing that. So, I mean, I think this is essentially our deck minus some cuts. We're gonna have to cut a few cards, but I mean, this looks pretty consistent. Well, another thing that I guess I kind of like is we didn't end up a ridiculous 5-color pile. How is it possible that we have 2 copies? I don't know what's going on, Arena. Okay, well, somehow it was giving us extra card in there. Must be a bug. Ugh, atrocity. All right, so how do we actually make this work? Let's switch to this mode. So our 2-drop slot, it's still not great, but it's, we got something in there. We could play a wall if we had to. We need to cut several cards, probably 5. So Necromass, is this even worth it? It's a 5/5 that maybe gets cheaper. Do we even need it? All right, so removal. Bone Splinters in the Thrall of the Pit. Again, don't rank Bone Splinters super highly unless you have the, we probably don't want this, unless you have the ability to have useless things to sacrifice, and I think this deck does. So we have a few removal spells. Maybe we can cut this thing. I feel like this saga is pretty bad. It's pretty fillery unless you got a bunch of artifacts, which we don't. Our 3-drop slot is super full, but it's full of cards that I want. The Soul Tenders are kind of meh, but because we have a couple of bombs like Sheoldred, I feel like just being able to get them back has a lot of value. What about this Warhorse? Is it worth it? We probably can't kick it. So it's a hill giant that pay 1 sack a creature pump. Tattered Apparition's also kind of meh. I mean, I think we got to keep these just for curve purposes. So I think we got to keep the 2s. Lagomos we kind of want just for sack purposes. Atrocity seems good. Didn't we have another Atrocity? I think Arena bugged. I swear we had 3 Atrocities. We're going to have to go back and watch that draft. You know what I think happened? I think Arena bugged. We got this on film too. We're going to be able to go back and check. I really think we drafted 3 of these. I think, remember that bugged Braids Fight for Return? I think somehow our 3rd Atrocity transformed into, I guess I should move myself off the cards. I think it transformed into a Braids Fight for Return that we didn't have, and now we don't have either card. Oh, I'm so curious now. I think that's what happened. All right, what are we cutting? We had to cut 3 cards. Well, I guess we're not playing the 3rd Atrocity because according to Arena, it doesn't exist. We can not play the Necromass. Let's go down a Mana Worker, even though that's a 2. Can we cut a 3-drop? Let's go down 1 Soul Tender. So we'll have 1 Soul Tender and 1 Braids Fight for Return to get back Sheoldred. And then our mana is going to be pretty good. I think we can even play the Crystal Grotto. Bad fixing, but the Scry is not horrible. Cult Conscript does work with the sack synergies, but it's also just a 2/1. I mean, I think this is probably the deck. Yeah, 17 lands. Let's run it. Let's run it. I mean, we got a Sheoldred. How bad can it possibly be? I mean, I feel like this is a reasonable Rakdos deck. Yeah, we got some of the legendary uncommons. Tried to be mono black, but we ended up in a good spot. The red cards just kept coming. All right. I mean, even just like Lagomos Vivisector's a little synergy. We got a bunch of just small synergies, which are kind of nice. Well, play the land. Vivisector, get our Scry on. We can also use this to pay kicker costs, like on this Warhorse, which is sweet. About it. Mountain and Steel Crusher. I'll play the land. Lagomos. Hit you for 2. And then we get to Scry. We'll keep Rager. can't go wrong with Phyrexian Rager. About it. Forest and a little death touching Mana Dork. Play the land, go to combat. Go attacking. Opponent takes it. What are we gonna play? Just Rager, I guess? I wouldn't mind getting this down so we can Warhorse next turn. Full value. Yeah, let's just Rager. Play the Rager. Draw Braids Fight for Return. Sack, Scry. I mean, we gotta keep this. We gotta keep it. It does mean we're missing a land drop next turn, but it does work with the Warhorse. I mean, I guess we could play the Warhorse and not kick it. That's also allowed. Dragon Whelp for our opponent. Opponent. Wow, getting frisky. Do we even care about this? You know what? Yeah, I think we kill it. I think that's fine. Kill it. Leave the Thrall on top. No, go to combat. Make the Dork. Go attacking. Go attacking. We get to Scry. Yeah, I think the land's fine. We'll keep the land. Play Phyrexian Warhorse, no kicker. Pass the turn. So next turn we can Thrall and Sack, which is huge. Steal something, smack you with the something, sack the something. All right, Relic of Legend. So opponent's trying to ramp into something. We don't know what, but they are trying to ramp. Opponent passes. Play the Swamp. Well, now I guess we wait. Go to combat. Make a Dork. No attacks. Braids Fight for Return. So this lets us sack the Elemental, make our opponent discard, and then next turn we can get back the Rager. Yeah, we'll start at the beginning. So sack the token. The synergies are adding up. Opponent discards, we Scry. Oh, we're not going to put Sheoldred to the bottom, that's for sure. That is for sure. That's what this has all been about, maximizing our Sheoldred value. Play the Mana Worker. Opponent, only 2 cards in hand. I mean, if we can get our opponent completely out of cards before we Sheoldred, that would be pretty good. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, opponent's feeling frisky. Gonna do some whelping. Wow, I am kind of surprised. I mean, I guess we're not hitting our opponent for that much damage, so that's probably what they're thinking. Like, whatever, like, we get to get in for 5. Maybe we can win the race? This is 5. We dropped to 14. Does our opponent have a follow-up? No. Well, get back the Rager. I think it's attacking time. Do we want to Thrall here? Probably. Yeah, take the Dragon Whelp. Okay, so opponent kills the Warhorse, which makes sense. Mountain to the bottom now. Yeah, mountain to the bottom. Oh, go to combat. Go attacking. Pump the Whelp. Opponent goes to 6. Grotto. Yeah, it probably goes bottom too. The Scry 2-drop has been big. It has been big. Opponent, land. All right. Well, I'm glad we waited until after this happened to... Yeah, we'll keep this. We waited until after the sweeper to get down this Sheoldred, which is pretty huge. So, opponent, are you sacking? Probably sacks the rock. Yep. However, we get to play Sheoldred. Opponent draws a card down to 4. So we waited. Our patience is paying off. We waited until the sweeper was gone. Opponent gets to hit us for a bunch, but this just isn't going to beat a Sheoldred. I mean, we can even just... We should be able to win this turn, I think. We should be able to just thrall this Gardener. Opponent hits us down to 9. What did you draw? Just a land. Well, that should do it. Drain ya. I guess we can just win with Squee. Actually, that doesn't work. All right. Thrall. Yoink. And GG. Well, I mean, that's a Sheoldred power. I like the synergy of the deck. The Lagomos, the Scry 2-drop, they don't look like super strong, but when you add all those little synergies together, they actually start to pay off. Like, just Scry, get the extra stuff out of the way. Find the stuff that we do need. Yeah, we'll take it. Sweet, sweet, sweet. On to round number 2 of our rough drafts, and yeah, this is fine. I mean, 3 drops for days, but that's normal for this deck. We got a Rager. No bombs though at the moment. Yeah, bone splinters. That'll be helpful eventually. Hopefully we get a Lagomos to have some sack fodder. Opponent, Phyrexian Missionary. That is a pretty good card. Yeah, let's just Rager. Some argument just running out Soul Tender because it can block, but ooh, Garna. Opponent gets in, hits us. Hopefully we draw land. Can actually use a land at the moment. Down to 17. Opponent. Wow, all the colors. All the colors of the rainbow. So many 5-color decks. I think building 5 colors is a good way to actually play this format. Oh. Well, yeah, let's run out Soul Tender. Probably mill some lands. 1. Yeah, ooh. So we mill a land, a Lagomos, and a Rager. I mean, I think we might as well just trade. The Soul Tender is not doing much, and eventually it's going to get something back from the graveyard, so you might as well. Trade him off. Opponent goes up to 24. All right, more spiders, sure. It's playing Spider Tribal over there. Well, play the land. Play the land and run out what? Yeah, probably Warhorse. We're not super likely to be able to kick it anyway, and it does work really well with this Thrall. No attacks. I mean, at some point we can steal a creature. We do need one more land, right? Opponent's gonna make some 1/1s. Sure, as long as they don't have any crazy pump effects, that's fine. Opponent, land, and I mean, maybe the Warhorse is just big enough to... Opponent's played so many creatures, but they're just all 1 power. They're not doing much. Ooh, Shaman's Acolyte. Squee, eh? Now what? The big flyer. We are gonna have to kill that. I really don't want to sack anything we have currently, though. All right, play Vivisector. This is kind of a bummer, but play Vivisector. Bone Splinter, sack the Rager. This isn't what we wanted to do, but all right, we'll keep the tap land. Kill the big flyer. No attacks this turn. I mean, we're still in fine shape. Not running super smoothly, but doing some manual tappage. All right, runs out of 4/4. Sure, that's a big one. Leaving up a white mana for some reason. Oh, it's another 4/4. All right, opponent passes. Well, play the tap land. Yeah, those 4/4s are a little bit scary. Well, yeah, play Garna. Pass the turn. I mean, I think we're still okay here. As long as our opponent doesn't have any ridiculous removal spells. We can trade Garna for one of the 4/4s, and then hopefully thrall the other 4/4, and then we're back to our opponent. Oh my goodness, okay. That's not good at all. Opponent goes with a huge attack. Well, in that case, we kill this. Wow, are we dead? We kill this, we kill this. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, block, block, block. Ouch, ouch, ouch. King Darien is. I mean, we were just talking about all these 1/1s not being super useful unless there was an Anthem, and there was an Anthem. All right, we get smacked down to 5. Opponent gets pinged. We get to scry. Rager, I think, is going bottom for now. So that has reach. That has vigilance. Darren can make tokens. Well, yeah, take. So if we go after Darren, are we dead? We take Darren, our opponent sacks it. These go back to 4/4s. This blocks, this blocks. All right, we're gonna take Darren. I think we gotta get rid of Darren. Opponent gets to sack it. But if this untaps and starts making 2/2s, we're gonna lose. As much as we'd like to get rid of something bigger. Wow, opponent just let it go. Interesting. Well, go to combat, attack you. See if our opponent blocks. Oh, I don't trust Arena here. Okay, so sack. Draw a card. Scryland. Swamp to the bottom. Oh, all right, so we're dead to literally anything. Any removal spell kills us. And that is any removal spell. Ay, 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 ay. All right. Well, that one was pretty disappointing. I think that if we had one more turn, we would have won that game. Well, I mean, we got to see Darren go off. That one turn, we were in a pretty stable spot where our opponent couldn't really do anything meaningful. But that one turn where they got to get in that Darren attack was enough to shift the game in their favor. The age-old question, do we draw a land? If we draw a land, this hand's good. If we don't draw a land, then we probably are gonna have some issues. All right, Geothermal Bog, go. Opponent, tap land. All right, we draw a land, so life is reasonably good. Opponent, plains, and Scrydork. Yeah, let's just Logamos. Hit ya. This has a lot of upside. If we draw a land, then we can play Garna. If we don't draw a land, then we can try to Rager to find a land. Opponent. Esper A. Looking at our Lagamos. Love Song of Night and Day. So I assume they got to skip chapter 1, yeah. If you skip chapter 1, it's not bad. Ooh, so we hit the land, so we get to play Garna. Go attacking. Opponent goes to 16. Sacks, pings. So opponent gets to put counters on things, but that's fine. We are Signpost Uncommon Tribal at the moment. Opponent. Soaring Dregs. Opponent trying to be a Flyers deck by the looks. Go to combat. Make a dork. Go attacking. All right, this is fine. So opponent trades, but we get to draw a card because of Garna, which is great. Eerie Soul Tender. Now play the land. Play the Warhorse. I think what we want to do is set up so next turn we can thrall something and sack it. All right, so opponent's just like literally Flyers. That is the deck. Flyer Tribal. Opponent gets in with a Soaring Drake. Sure. Well, play the land. Go to combat. Make a dork. Do we even want to risk the Warhorse here? So opponent blocks and blocks. Yeah, I think it's worth it. We can get it back with the Soul Tender eventually. Okay, well, that's fine. So we get to draw a card. Vivisector. And Tattered Apparition. Go. Ha! Who's got the Flyers now, opponent? This horrible tattered apparition paying. Wow, opponent done. Done, diddly done. Well, that went pretty good. The uncommons, pretty strong. The stack synergies. I like the synergies of the stack. There's a lot of synergies stacking up. All right, 2-1. Can we get to 7 wins? Can we get to 7 wins? Only one has been because of Sheoldred too. Worth mentioning. We have won more with the uncommons, or as much with the uncommons as we have with actual Sheoldred. Cool. All right, this hand is excellent. This hand is excellent. Lagamos, Garna, that's a combo. We even got Squee, which is also very good with this setup. And now we got the Warhorse too. We have, I mean, other than like Kniving and 2-drop or whatever, this hand's kind of exactly how we would draw it up. Opponent. Swamp passes, so we even get the land, sure. Well, if we get the chance, we'll just run out Squee here, I think. If it's a free attack. Knight of Dusk. Well, play the land. In that case, we'll play Lagamos. Make a dork, go attacking. Down to 18. Knight of Dusk Shadow is actually really good. Menace prevents life gain. All right, opponent's gonna go digging for a land. Finds one. Passes. Well, play the land, and I mean, I guess we just Garna. Run it out, make the token, go attacking. Down to 16, and ping ya. Now we can stop drawing lands. We've hit all the lands we're ever gonna need. Opponent pumps. Well, they got a fight spell. All right, pumps and fights. Gets and hits us. More lands. Well, play the Squee. Play the land. Make a dork. Attack with everything. Make another dork. Opponent down to 10. No more lands, please. We're in a flood mode at the moment, unfortunately. Our hand was like great to start with too. We were worried that we wouldn't hit all of our lands, and now we've definitely hit our lands. That has happened. Opponent. Big tree folk. Goose attacking. Oh my goodness. Well, play the Warhorse. Chew. Oh boy. Good old shuffler. Well, no attacks past the turn. I think we've literally drawn a land every single turn of this game. Like, not even like hyperbolically, like literally every single turn of the game. Looking at our Warhorse, probably has a fight spell again. All right, gonna kill our Lagamos. What does this say? It's okay, so yes, it is gonna kill it. So zag the Lagamos. Pump the Warhorse. Rager. We could use some of our 3 Ragers. Opponent goes to 9. Passes. Braids is Frightful Return. Well, that's not the worst. What are we getting back, though? So I think we skip level 1. Braids is Frightful Return. Read ahead to level 2. Get back Garna. Play the land, Garna. Do we even attack here? So if we attack with Squee, 2 things are gonna die. We draw 2. Yeah, let's get in with Squee. Get in with Squee, make a goblin. So our stuff's gonna die, but we're gonna get card advantage out of it, which is good. And then Squee is gonna come back eventually anyways. Opponent blocks and blocks, sure. So stuff dies, we draw a couple cards. Oh God. Oh, okay. Well, the mountain wasn't good, but the Sheoldred is. Opponent untaps. And our opponent's kind of incentivized to use removal on Garna if they can. Land. 2 cards in hand. Opponent. Get in frisky. So how much damage do we take here? 4. So let's just double block this thing. Drop to 13. Ping our opponent. This also helps fill the graveyard. All right, another big tree folk. What's that last card? What's that last card? Ooh, Atrocity's not the worst. Opponent sacks the dork. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick Atrocity. Get back Lagamos. Go to combat. We're gonna wait on Sheoldred. Even though we could potentially get some triggers by running it out now, we really would like our opponent to use their removal should they have it. Go attacking. Wow, takes it to 4. All right, well, do you have an instant speed removal spell, opponent? Sheoldred. Sack the Dorks, double ping ya. That's 2. And that means if you can't kill it at instant speed, Sheoldred. Sheoldred? Sheoldred, and draw a card, and death. Oh, that was good. That was Sheoldred power. Well, I guess we got paid off by waiting to run out the Sheoldred there. So apparently this Sheoldred card's good and limited. Who would have guessed? The mythic praetor of the set is actually pretty powerful. I like this deck though. This Rakdos deck is fun to play. On to the next round up against Donald. Unsure if it's Trump or Duck. So this hand obviously needs a black source. With a black source, this hand's pretty sweet. Squee on the play is not bad either. Three drop tribal. Donald doing a little mulliganing. Well, all right, Mountain go. What are you up to, Donald? What are you up to? Is it a? Well, there's our black source. All right, so life is good. Now we can stop drawing lands for a while, probably. Opponent. Forest and passes. Well, in that case, I think it's Squee time. Squee is kind of a bit of a sleeper hit from this set. Not just for limited, but in general. All right, so opponent's gonna kill it, although it's a Squee, so it's gonna be coming back. Opponent, mountain, and draws a couple cards, so we can't Sheoldred yet. Yeah, let's just Rager, draw a card. See if we can find another black source. Braids' Frightful Return. Opponent, swamp. As opponents, all the colors of the rainbow. Well, that's kind of a bummer. Yeah, opponents got a bomb. Opponents also got a bomb. Well, I guess we play Vivisector. Play Steel Crusher. No attacks. Yeah, this thing's gonna be hard to kill. Pretty impressed that our opponent had the mana to cast it on turn 4. Talk about assembling Tron. Opponent assembled Windgraze Tron. Opponent presumably gonna try to do some looting and some ramping. So discards a land. Plays a land. All right, well, I mean, I guess we just gotta try to race. Opponent gets back the land, hits us. No blocks. I mean, if we try to block, there's a pretty good chance they just make it indestructible anyway. Opponent, Sprouting Goblin. Gonna go digging for a land. Yeah, we might be in trouble here. We might be in trouble. Our opponent's 4-color deck managed to cast their Mythic on turn 4. Why our 2-color deck did not. It's a tap land. Well, play the tap land. So if we play this, return your hand, opponent second on land. If they don't, they lose 2 and you draw a card. So next turn, we're gonna Sheoldred. What are we doing this turn? I mean, I guess we just play Logamos. Do some attacking. Opponent, gonna trade the goblin. Sure. We can scry. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll keep the Rager. Opponent untaps. Yeah, Windgraze seems really good in limited. Good to unbeatable. Somewhere in that range. Somewhere between amazing and we're dead. How do we get out from under this Windgraze? Gonna discard a land, gain some life, go to combat, go attacking, get back the land. Well, I guess we just take it again. See what happens. We can run out Sheoldred, but opponent's got so many cards in hand, it's probably gonna die. Down to 9, not a lot of life. And kills a dork. And another Rager. I mean, opponent's deck does look solid. I'll give it that. Well, we'll play Sheoldred. Hit you with the 2/2. And see if our Sheoldred lives. That is the question. If Sheoldred lives, then we're probably in decent shape. If Sheoldred dies, then we are definitely in very close to just being super dead to Windgraze shape. Well, drain you for 2. Our opponent's bomb, unkillable. That is That is an upside compared to Sheoldred. So, okay, the downside is it's 3 colors. And our opponent did just spin into all 3 colors here, which is not always gonna happen, where you just go like all 3 colors into your Windgrace on turn 4. However, on the battlefield, I think Windgrace is better than Sheoldred in limited, I would say. Like, you get so much flexibility, and it protects itself. Inferno. To double lightning strike Sheoldred. Well, that's unfortunate. Opponent. Relic of Legends. Passes. Well, that's not the worst, honestly. So I think this is actually very good. All right, so we go to combat. We make a token. We do not attack with the token. We gotta kill this Windgrace. We do not attack with the token. Second main phase. Bone Splinter. Sack the token, get rid of the Windgrace finally. And then if our opponent was spending double removal spells to try to get rid of Sheoldred, I think we just get Sheoldred back. And if our opponent had to put that much effort into killing it the first time, hopefully they can't kill it the second time. All right, opponent, your go. Your go. All the lands, but we finally dealt with their Windgrace. Kind of sweet sleeves. Are we going to overcome? Maybe Sheoldred's just better in the end. Rivas can recast dragons from the graveyard. Okay. I mean, it's a 3/3 menace for 3. That's a thing. Opponent gonna go attacking. We will block. Gonna do some reanimating. Wow, they can actually just get back the Windgrace. That's kind of busted. All right, so opponent has to sack or not. All right, sacks the Rager. Well, Sheoldred returns, but Windgrace also returns, so I'm still not sure this is actually anywhere near enough. Go attacking. Maybe our opponent doesn't block for some reason. Yeah, this thing was huge for our opponent. This the off-color land, good testament to the power of off-color lands. Huge believer in picking lands highly in this set, and you can see the power of it. Like green, red, black. If our opponent did not have this off-color land, that Windgrace would not be coming back onto the battlefield. Attacks with everything. Well, I don't know what shenanigans they got here, but we're gonna block and we're gonna drop to 2. I mean, if they got some random pump spell or something, then sure, like you did it. All right, down to 1. What else do you got about it? Jesus. All right, well, we're dead. Is this actually a good card? Glowstone Infusion. I mean, it was a good card here for our opponent. Let them kill the thing that we needed them not to be able to kill. Yeah, we're just dead now. All right, well, that was interesting. Well, opponent's bomb came down a bit earlier and it paid off today. Rough drafts. Round number, I don't even know, 6 maybe? Let's go with 6. All right, that sounds fine. We don't have any bombs, but it's fine. Battlefly Swarm. Double Bone Splinters. We're gonna need a Lagomos or something. Bona gets and hits us. Down to 19. Passes. Yeah, let's Unholy Grotto Scry. Eerie Soul Tender. Yeah, let's go bottom. And then let's run out Vivisector. We'll see. We might end up sacking it to Braid's Fireful Return. Opponent hits us for 1. Atrocity. So if we sack, our opponent has to discard. Let's just play a Steel Crusher. Play a tap land. Pass the turn. Opponent. All right, so opponent's all about the colors. Gets in. Yep. Down to 17. Tattered Apparition, eh? Well, I mean, I guess we keep playing threats. Tattered Apparition. Pass the turn. We got removal. We're just trying to wait till the right time to use it. There's nothing worth killing, and there's nothing that we really want to sack yet. Opponent. All right, big Enlist Dork. And passes. Phyrexian Rager's not bad. Do we want a Frightful Return is a question. We play this. Let's try to get our opponent's last card. Let's Phyrexian Rager. Draw a card. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, let's Bone Splitter. Sack the Rager. Scry. Because now we have the Atrocity, so we can just get the Rager back anyway. Land to the bottom. Play the Bog. And yeah, I guess we just pass again. Opponent. All right, Rager of their own to draw a card. Yeah, we'll take one. That's fine. We take one. We hit our opponent for 2. That's a win. Well, I guess that's not the worst. Is it the worst? So we can kick this, get back the Rager. Yeah, let's do it. Let's kick Atrocity, get back Rager, draw a card. Go to combat. Yeah, I think we're gonna hold on to the Bone Splinters. It's like free to sack the Rager, but I think we'd rather wait until our opponent plays something better. Mountain to the bottom. All right, action should be coming. We've scryed a lot of lands to the bottom, at least 2. Opponent, land. You never know with these 5-color piles what bombs our opponent could have. Could have like the 6-drop reanimator thing. All right, Tattered Apparition, sure. Gets in for 1. Down to 13. All right, even more lands. Well, I think we play Braid's Frightful Return. So we can sack this. And the next turn we get back Atrocity. Do we need to kill the Tattered Apparition? We could also just get back the Rager. You know what? Yeah, let's just start with get back Rager. So get back the Rager. Play the Rager, draw a card. Please no more lands. Ooh, Garna. Well, that will be good in the future. Yeah, let's sack the Rager. Get rid of the Tattered Apparition. Land going to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, hopefully we're about done with the land drawing stage of this game. Hit you with the Tattered Apparition. Gonna be a close game, I think. Looking very close. All right, are we getting in with the fly? See if our opponent sacks. Oh my God. This is a unreasonable amount of lands. Sacks the Rager. Well, play the land, play Garna. Go to combat, hit you with the flyer. Opponent, gonna block and Death Touch, which is okay. We get to draw a card, and we get to scry. All right, so scry and then draw. We'll keep Sheoldred. I think that's a good one. That is a good one. Sheoldred, your go. All right, opponent, let's see if you're holding some removals. If not, things might get bad. Opponent, combat. I mean, we're gonna block. This forces our opponent to pump, and we still get a scry trigger, and we get to ping our opponent. We'll keep Lagomos. Opponent goes down to 12. Ooh, all right, well, gain some life. Lagomos, go to combat. Attack and opponent, done, done, done. All right, eventually the bomb came through. We found a bomb, opponent did not. All right, so I mean, the deck has done reasonably well. Reasonably well, not as well as I was hoping. I thought this deck might be like super good, but we're up to 4 wins, so that means we definitely have a winning record. Maybe we can go on a little run here. Although we did learn that Windgrace might just be better than Sheoldred in Limited. That was a blowout. Oh, Windgrace, what a card. I think this deck is sweet though. I like the synergies. You know what, we can keep this, I think. We're leaning on this mana worker to be able to cast our black spells, but hopefully it does the job. We could also just draw black mana. That would be sweet. Opponent, hasten for 1. All right, there's black mana. So play that. Play the... What is this? Oh. Yeah, let's just play Vivisector, I guess. Opponent. We don't need the mana fixing at the moment. Might need it for Sheoldred at some point, though. Opponent passes. Atrocity. Well, play the land. Go to combat. Attack. Mana worker. Go. Would love to just draw another land here. That'd be the best. Opponent. All right, runs out of Kabu. Well, that is a land. So play the land. Yeah, I guess we just go big. Sure. Sheoldred, turn 4. No attacks. Pretty good. Opponent takes 2. Plains and... All right, runs out of 4/4. Oh, this is so brutal. This might be game winning here. So let's thrall the 4/4. Big attack, and then we get to Bone Splinter. Wow. Oh, this is the huge blowout. Opponent blocks. Drops to 12. Well, Bone Splinters, sack the Felnax, get to scry, land to the bottom, and yeah, that... I mean, things are looking good. Things are looking good. Opponent, GG. Yeah, I mean, well, apparently Sheoldred on turn 4 is also pretty good. Today we learned, ooh, opponent's got the bomb. Oh, this is so brutal for our opponent. We'll sack the mana worker. Pay the 2. Kill the Rift. Get rid of the land. Hit you down to 4. Hit you down to 2. So opponent has to kill Sheoldred this turn or they're dead. And they have to not take any damage from our board, which is... yeah, opponent's just, I think, giving up here. Burns us to 20. Well, kick this. And, well, that went super easy. That was probably our best game yet. Although, I guess that makes sense because we just slammed Sheoldred on turn 4. And our opponent couldn't answer it. And maybe it is better than Wind Grace. Maybe it was just a turn 4 thing. Maybe that's the magic. Like, if you have your bomb, the first turn you can cast it and it lives, you're probably gonna win. We saw that with Wind Grace beating us, and then that game, like, we just played the Sheoldred, and Sheoldred's kind of absurd, and our opponent couldn't kill it. I mean, that's a big thing. They also couldn't kill it. If they could have killed it, things would have went worse, but all right, well, up to 5 wins. That means we only need 2 more. 2 more and we get the full 7 wins. I mean, maybe this is a 7-win deck. I felt like it was a good deck when we drafted it. Like, I don't know. If you pack 1, pick 1 Sheoldred, and then don't win, that's a little depressing. I don't think it's as good as it could have been because we didn't go into the red sack plan until pretty late. Gonna need another land, but I mean, we got ways to scry for it if we need to, and we draw the land. Let's see what happens. No bombs. Add a mana for instants or sorceries. Well, let's play Vivisector. Pass the turn. The Steel Crusher is pretty fillery. We just needed 2 drops. Opponent. I don't know about so many people playing this Swarm. I mean, I guess it's not bad, but, well, let's Rager. Draw a card. All right, no more lands. No more lands deck. We have plenty of lands. I mean, I guess gaining Death Touch is good. Maybe it's better than I'm giving it credit for just because of that. Opponent gets in for 1. Passes. Well, in that case, we're going to play a land. We're going to play Squee. Go to combat. Do some attacking. All right, so opponent kills the Squee for now. We get to scry for non-lands. Yeah, it is going to the bottom for sure. Yeah, I guess that's all for now. Actually, you know what? We might as well hit you for 2. Well, next turn, we'll see. We're actually kind of hoping our opponent just plays a bomb here and we can Thrall plus Bone Splinter, and that's pretty good. Passes. More Bone Splinters. You know, go to combat. Get in with Rager. I think we're kind of fine if our opponent wants to trade with the Swarmflies. All right, opponent just blocks. Well, play Steel Crusher. And a tap land. Seems like our opponent might have a counter the way they're playing this. There was a little delay before that Steel Crusher resolved. They got something at instant speed at least. Opponent, land, Rona. All right. Well, that's kind of what we were looking for. Gets and hits us. So this is going to be our blowout turn. So we will play the land, Thrall the Rona, no kicker. Go to combat. And then Bone Splinters. Yeah, let's kill this thing. Sack the Rona. Kill the Tide Turner. Yeah, we'll keep Soul Tender. That's actually pretty good because it lets us get Squee back. All right, your go. Opponent can replay Rona if they want to discard a bunch of cards. I think we'd mostly be okay with that. All right, Rager draws a card. And Blight Pile. Mill some cards. Play Lagamos. Make a dork. Enlist. Attack. Tap Vivisector. Opponent. Good trade. And block. This is fine. We get a couple scries. Not really worried about the Blight Pile with no other defenders. Well, Swamp going to the bottom. And we don't want to land, right? Yeah, we don't want to land. Swamp to the bottom. I gotta say, this draft has given me a new appreciation for Vivisector. Maybe it's partly that this deck supports it well, but the ability to repeatedly scry has been very powerful. Opponent land. Rona time? Rona time. All right, discards the lands, gets back Rona. I don't think this is going to end well for our opponent, though, because we get to Bone Splinters, the Rona, sack Rager, Scry. We'll keep Atrocity. Squee. Get it back. Make a dork. Yeah, I mean, I think we're in full-on attack mode here. We're just in, yes, you're gonna kill some of our stuff, but I think it's just worth it because we're so close to closing out the game. Opponent's at 10, this Rona, multiple turns away from coming back. We just gotta kill our opponent before they draw like a Wrath or something. Who knows? We haven't seen like a rare bomb from our opponent's deck. They could have like Jaya's whatever, the Jaya phasing sweeper thing or something. We just gotta dodge Meat Hook Massacre. If our opponent top decks Meat Hook, we're done. Just like just like every other game. Opponent drains us, does a bit of trading. We do some scrying. Yeah, I mean, we're still gonna keep Atrocity. All right. And it dies, and we scry, and we keep Atrocity. I mean, I think Atrocity just finishes it. Atrocity, get back Rager. Opponent passes. Well, I mean, kick Atrocity. All right, opponent draws an Urtai. Does that keep our opponent alive? Well, play a land, Rager. Draw a card. So if we attack with everything, yeah, next turn. I think next turn is the turn. Get in, opponent blocks. We get to scry. So next turn, we again land to the bottom. So next turn, we again should have lethal, getting back this squee. Opponent, gonna drain us for 1, sure. So opponent's back to needing a pretty good top deck. Urtai bottom a turn, but I don't know if that's enough to actually save our opponent here. Seems unlikely. Passing. More lands. Well, I mean, get back squee. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to combat. Mega Dork. Swing with everything. And opponent, okay. Got there. Well, I mean, it all comes down to this. Maybe we'll end up getting 7 wins after all. Oh, those 2 early losses made it a little scary, but back on track. Maybe Rakdos is a good archetype. I do like the sack synergies. Last round of the draft. 7 wins or no. It all comes down to this. Let's have a turn 4 Sheoldred and no removal from our opponent, please. That's all we ask. That's not too much, is it? So there's a lot of lands, but I think we keep this. We get a redraw, we get a scry, maybe more scries with Vivisector. There is a risk if we just go draw a bunch more lands. Rager is actually very nice here. We will accept another Rager. We will take all the bodies that redraw with this hand. Opponent. Herbalist. Well, let's just scry land. I think we want something better than Steel Crusher. We have plenty of 2/2 bodies. That's one thing that this draw is not lacking, is random 2/2 bodies. When it becomes tapped, gain a life and scry 1, sure. I think we want to keep the Vivisector for now. Ooh, anointed oh, jeez. Wow, that's actually super bad for us. Yeah, that hitting Phyrexian Rager is a blowout. This hand just got super awkward. Yep, name's Rager. Well, play the land. Play Logamos. Get in, hit you. Make a body. Opponent blocks. We get to scry. Mountain definitely to the bottom. All right, opponent untaps. Attacks. Gains a life, scries. The opponent's got to have shenanigans here, right? I think we just block the Herbalist and make our opponent use whatever pump spell they may have. All right, opponent just lets it go. We get to scry. And we'll keep Garna. Although we can't cast it this turn, which is a little awkward. Cavalier makes a token. Well, play Squee. Play the tap land. Yeah, not feeling super great about where we're at now. This Peacekeeper was epic for our opponent. Opponent land. Pretty sure our opponent has some sort of trick in hand. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks with everything. This is probably going to go horribly wrong, but I think we got to try it. Block and block. Heroic Charge. Horribly wrong, it went indeed. Play the land, play Garna. Pass the turn. The problem is we needed to be able to cast these Ragers on time. Not being able to cast those. Peacekeeper. There goes the 7 wins. Fire NATO, yeah. To the bottom. And now, I guess we have to top deck Bone Splinter. Bone Splinter gives us a shot. Not a great shot, but a shot. It's a land. Yeah, that does it. Wow. So I don't actually feel like Peacekeeper is that good in draft, but it was amazing. I mean, I guess the problem is we kept a lot of lands in a hand dependent on Phyrexian Rager being able to redraw us into action, and not being able to cast those just really ruined our day. Huh. Well, I guess we'll have to settle for 6 wins, which, I mean, that's still pretty good. We get a bunch of packs, we actually make some gems on it, so, well, that's our Dominaria United Roughs drafts. The format's fun. I have had a blast playing this format. I mean, I think our deck was pretty good. I like the Raxac theme. Sheoldred, obviously pretty bomby. A little disappointed that we couldn't quite get that last win and have the perfect 7-win mark, but I guess we'll have to settle for winning 6, which is still, pretty good, Anyway, that's been a Rough Drafts. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.